Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Words for Life, the podcast where we look for inspiration and motivation through quotes, ideas, phrases, and people. Today, we're going to look at an acronym. Actually, I had heard it was actually came from one of the bands I had listened to, Papa Roach, and it is the acronym of FEAR. So the acronym they use for the word fear is face everything and rise. Is actually the title of the song, and some of the lyrics go into the challenges that are faced and how they overcome with some of those and continue to move forward. And I enjoy the song myself. Some people might, but I do. And what really stuck with me is the acronym itself. Face everything and rise. And I wanted to focus on that for today's episode. So let's dive right in. So, you've heard me probably say this on previous episodes that fear is all in the mind. We really use fear to hold ourselves back from the things that we might want to go and experience or the challenges that we think are too great for us to overcome. Fear is often used to keep us in our comfort zones and restrict us from really living a fulfilling life. But if we want to live a truly fulfilling life, we have to overcome fear or we have to face it and rise. So, as we move through our day to day and we encounter those various episodes of fear, whether they be fear of humiliation, fear of other people's thoughts, fear of falling down, we need to recognize that those fears are really just trying to keep us in place. They're trying to keep us restricted and not challenging ourselves and moving beyond our current level of understanding, skill, expertise, or whatever is that barrier that fear is preventing you from overcoming. So as we move into this week and into the future weeks, I want to challenge you to face everything and rise. Over the next 2 weeks, what I'd like you to do is start tracking all the things that you're afraid of. Write them down. I would almost recommend write them down on individual pieces of paper. You can make them small little pieces, but write down what that fear is and stack them up in a corner. And what I would like you to do is practice going and crumpling those up and throwing them away. That physical action of getting rid of that fear. Then, once you do that, take whatever action is necessary to move past that fear and do it. Do it within 24 hours of crumpling up that paper. Now, that's why I told you to put them on individual sheets, because as you go through, you might be only able to take on one fear at a time and one challenge at a time. So go ahead and take that individual piece of paper. You can take a single sheet and, rip it up into pieces that you can write on. But go and crumple up that piece of paper with that fear and throw it. If it's a fear of heights, crumple it up. And maybe the next day is you're going to go and stand close to a window in a tall building, or you're going to go and put yourself in a safe place to go and be in a higher position. Obviously, it is important to maintain safety. So please don't take any of the words I put on this as to put yourself in danger. So please make sure whatever activities you do pursue are putting you in a safe place. Let's not do anything that is going to put you in harm's way. But take those things and crumple them up and throw them away and get rid of those fears so you can move on and go beyond them. Now, fear sometimes can be a good thing to have. It can motivate us to change things. And it might be that maybe it is a fear of not having enough food. Maybe it is a fear of not being able to spend enough time with your kids. Those are good driving fears, and those are actually okay to have. So as you go through and write your fears, determine whether is it a driving fear, and maybe you can start rewording it, not so much as a fear, but change it into a desire. So you're afraid of not having a tough time with your children. You might change that into I desire to have more time with my children. And now you keep that piece of paper, you've changed it, put it over to the side as one of your goals or your plans. and then put action towards that goal in the next 48 hours. What are you going to do to achieve that new fear turned desire? What are you going to do? But start working through your stack of fears until you don't have any left. And you will probably run into more and you will experience more. And that's fine. Go ahead and write them down and be ready to go and crumple those up and throw them away so you can go ahead and proceed with those challenges, those conversations maybe you're afraid to have, so you can move beyond them. But that physical act of throwing it away can be powerful and motivating. So, going back to the acronym FEAR, face everything and rise. Go and challenge your fears and face them and move beyond them so that way you can go and have the amazing life that you want to have. Now, if you're interested in talking through those fears turned desires and goals, feel free to reach out to me. I have my website listed on my main channel, and you can go ahead and reach out to me and we can set up a discovery call to see if I am able to work with you and help you on achieving or working towards those goals and holding you accountable. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Words for Life. Please join me on the next one. Thank you and have a wonderful day.